This is Arcade Archive's Donkey Kong for the Nintendo Switch. This game is available digitally on the Nintendo Switch's eShop for $8. I know a lot of Nintendo fans like to hate on Nintendo whenever they re-release their old games for money, but this game in particular is worth getting because it's the original Donkey Kong as seen in the arcades. Donkey Kong was one of the most ported games back when it came out in 1981, but the original arcade version never saw a home console release until 1999's Donkey Kong 64, where it was available as a minigame. After that, Donkey Kong Arcade was never released again until 2018 when Hamster Corporation decided to re-release this game on the Nintendo Switch as part of the Arcade Archive series. My first introduction to the Donkey Kong arcade game was with a fan-made flash game where there were no hammers and you only played through the first level, and it looped to the first level over and over again. The first time I ever played the real deal, however, was on a trip to Walt Disney World back in 2011. It was in a compilation cabinet released by Namco, and it contained Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., and Mario Brothers. They had a bunch of these compilation cabinets all over Disney property, so I would always see this cabinet in every arcade that was on Disney property. Enough about my early childhood memories, let's talk about the game itself. This is the first game to feature three iconic Nintendo characters, Mario, Pauline, and Donkey Kong, later renamed Cranky Kong. In a nutshell, Donkey Kong kidnapped Mario's girlfriend, so it's up to Mario, the brave carpenter, to rescue his lady from the clutches of Donkey Kong. There are a total of 4 levels, and what's cool about Donkey Kong for the Switch is that you have the ability to play 3 versions of this game. There's the early and later Japanese versions and the international version. Most of you are probably familiar with the international version, where in the first round you play the first and 4th level, then in the second round you play the first, 3rd, and 4th level, and then in the 3rd round and onwards you play all 4 levels. I actually prefer playing the Japanese versions of Donkey Kong because unlike the US version, you play all 4 levels from the start. I think it gives players a chance to get familiar with the levels so they can practice and get better at these levels quickly, especially since the 3rd level gets really difficult pretty quickly. No wonder why Smash players hate this stage. After completing all 4 levels, you now have to play them again, but this time, they get slightly difficult in each round. There's also a high score mode, where you could play for the high score and see everyone else's score online, and Caravan mode, which is basically like a fun challenge mode. The only real downside is that Mario's walking sound effects aren't correct, but since it sounds similar to the original, it's not a huge deal breaker for me personally. At least it's not as bad as changing the music in Arcade Archive's Frogger. For someone who's played Frogger for years, I can't get used to the new music. This game is worth picking up if you have a Nintendo Switch. Not only is this one of Nintendo's best arcade games, but it's also, in my opinion, one of the best arcade games ever created. I wonder if those compilation cabinets are still at Disney World.